Welcome back, art friends. Today we are going to do a picture of the three kings. What you're going to need is black, red, purple, blue, white, yellow, and green paint. I'm going to use the same brushes I always use, my 1-inch flat brush, as well as my number 10, my number 4, and my number 1 round brushes. Don't forget to have a rag handy and a cup of water for cleaning your brushes. Let's start with our sky. I am going to start by making an arc line in blue. Now this arc line is going to go all the way up to the top, and at the very top I'm going to be adding in some purple paint just to kind of darken it up a little bit. So with some purple paint, I'm just going to put that up here at the top just to darken it, and I'm going to curve that line, bringing it on down into my blue just to kind of smooth it out. Now before I move on to my next color, I'm going to wash that brush off because I'm going to use yellow. I want to show that the manger is going to be up on this hill, and there's like some light coming from it, right? So with a little bit of blue paint on my brush and mostly yellow, my next arc, I don't know why I keep dropping paint today. My next arc is going to flatten out right here. And it's going to make a really nice yellow color. As it goes up into the blues, it's going to turn almost like a neon green color. So just kind of pull that up, blend it in with that blue. Wash that brush off. And then we are going to add in our base color, which is going to be a dark gray. So I'm going to go in with a little bit of white on here first, and then some black on here. Mix that up, and this is going to be my base color, just a dark gray. And then towards the back, I'm going to drop some black on here and just kind of darken up that back space, and even add a small little darker hill. This is where the manger is going to be. Pull those colors across. We're going to let this dry. When we come back, we will add in our manger and our three kings. All right, let's get back to our picture. We are going to put our manger in first so that we can layer the three wise men just outside the manger. So I'm going to use some black paint, and right up here on this hill, I am going to make a very simple rectangle, right? We do not need this to be big and crazy. A little roof on it, throw some thatching, which is just small little lines. We'll even just go ahead and add 2 little shorter lines back there behind it. Okay, so there's going to be our manger. We're going to keep it pretty simple. If you've got a small enough brush and you want to, you can add in just, like a little triangle here for like the baby bed. So let's talk about our wise men. I'm going to start with white paint because I want to give them a little bit of brighter background. So I am going to make them just kind of be triangles, right? Pretty simple. I'm going to put 2 on this side of the manger and 1 right here. So we can make these kind of like a little bit more curved if we want to, but pretty simple shapes for our wise men. So I'm going to go ahead and paint these in white, and then we'll look at their heads. So for their heads, I'm gonna use my finger and I'm really just gonna drop an oval right here. I'm gonna put a crown on the top of each one of them. I'm gonna switch to a smaller brush to add my crown. So for this one, I'm just gonna make a straight line across with a rectangle on top. And that's gonna be his crown. Very, very, very simple. For this next one, I am going to make more of what we would think to be like a crown. So I'm gonna go straight across, then I'm gonna add a couple of little triangles on the top, the one in the center being just slightly duller than the others. And the third one, I'm going to add more of a rounded top to it. So I'm going to make this a little bit more narrow, and I'm just going to add a rounded top to this one. So 3 wise men. Now, while these guys right here dry, I am going to go ahead and add in my star. So just above the manger, I am going to take a little bit of yellow and a little bit of white on my brush. And I'm going to make my star right above it. So all this is a plus sign and an X or a multiplication sign right in the middle. Super easy little star. I can also use the back of my brush with some white paint to add some stars in the sky. All right, we're gonna let this dry. When we come back, we will add in our 3 Kings colors. With a dry-ish background, I am going to go ahead and continue on with my picture. So I'm gonna make one of my wise men red, one purple, and one green. You can always edit these colors, but I do want these colors to be a little bit darker. So when I go to put my red on, I'm gonna paint mostly red, and I'm gonna add just a spot of black to it because I do want this to be like a silhouette or a shadow. So I do want these colors to be just a little bit darker. So the exact same thing with these two, purple with just a little bit of black and green with just a little bit of black. Now for the king's crowns, I'm gonna make them yellow, but I do want to make their heads, like the back of their head, so I am gonna make it a shadow. So I'm gonna make a really dark gray color. So a lot of black, a little bit of white, and I'm just gonna fill that in with that dark gray color. Because like I said, we are looking at the silhouette of them, the back of them. And then, like I said, the top of these, I'm going to make their crowns gold. And then really to finish this out, I'm just gonna add some fun details. So I'm gonna zoom myself in on the king's robes, and I'm gonna just add some fun details on them to give it just a little bit more interest. Now you can always skip that part and keep them simple like this and call it done, or you can add the details. So let's zoom in and add some details. So looking at this red one right here, I can add yellow or red or white, really however I want to do it. I think I am going to add a little bit of yellow along the baseline of this. And maybe also right up here on the top. And then the details I'm going to use, I'm just going to use the straight red because I added some black to it, so it's going to be darker. So if I add some straight red, I'm going to add some long diamonds on the back. With the back of my brush and some white paint, I'm just going to add some details on those diamonds, maybe at the points. See, that little bit of detail just adds quite a bit to that back. I'm also just going to add a couple of lines that go down the back in that brighter red color. Now you can choose to make all of your wise men's robings the same, or they can all be a little bit different. So on the purple one, I am going to make a mixture of a bluish purple color, and I am going to make stripes on it. So a little bit of blue, a little bit of purple, and then just a spot of white to make it just a little bit brighter. And I'm going to give this one stripes. I'm going to add some white dots right here along the top. Maybe even on the top of the crown too. I'm just gonna put a couple of white dots at the base also. All right, let's move over and look at the green one. Just scooch my canvas over, there we go. And with this one, I think I'm going to use, maybe yellow. I'm gonna add a zigzag line right here of yellow. And I'm actually gonna pull that color down. The base again. You guys can't see my base, can you? Oh, let me push it down just a hair. There we go, now you can see it. All right, let's zoom back out and take a look at what we have going on. I'm gonna add just a little bit of white lines to the back of this robing, super skinny, just along the edge. I just don't think that blue shows up really good. So almost like ghost lines, little itty bitty skinny lines along that edge. And then I'm gonna call this one done. I'm gonna pick a color that shows up well on my canvas and sign my name. Don't forget that when you are finished with your paintings to post them to our Facebook page, Painting with a Purpose. It's the only way I get to see what you guys are working on at home. Don't forget to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Painting with a Purpose. And remember, as always, stay kind, stay creative, and stay safe. Thanks so much for painting with me today, and have a great day, friends. I'm just gonna keep adding to these little guys. I'm having fun adding my details now. All right, you guys have a great day. Take care, friends. Bye.